Now in Jonah 3, 1 through 3, it reads this. And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, and preach to it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went unto Nineveh, according to the word of the Lord. Now this is that divine rewind, the second chance to get it right. You see, after his resurrection from the watery abyss, Jonah accepts the assignment. Nothing about the assignment has changed. God has not changed his mind. He will not change his purpose to suit us. He expects us to make the adjustments. So God tells Jonah in no uncertain terms, go where I tell you to go and say what I tell you to say. You see, we can only see through finite eyes and think within the limits of our finite minds. The plans of God are infinite in wisdom, and they transcend our thoughts. His ways are past understanding. Paul says, oh, the riches of God's grace. Now, although God has shared some of what he's going to do with Jonah, he has not unveiled it all. This prophecy was only a small part of a bigger picture. You see, sometimes we're not comfortable with what God has revealed and we want to see more, but we can't handle more. We want to see, to believe, and we want to have faith. And so the battle rages between faith and fear. Can you imagine, this is another story, how young Joseph was excited to have had a prophetic dream, but there were no details. But just suppose he would have dreamed the same dream, but add, you'll nearly be murdered by your brothers. Or add, you'll be sold as a common slave. Maybe add this, you'll be in prison for something you didn't do. And the list goes on. The divine rewind helps us to recalibrate and shift our focus back to the one who called us. You see, the prophetic gift operates by faith in what God says and the belief that God absolutely cannot lie. Now, even when he withholds judgment and the prophecy appears to be a lie, you must still trust him. That's not about your name. It's about his name. You see, God was sending Jonah 500 miles away from his home. Weren't there any other prophets available? There very well could have been. But God had made his choice. Could we possibly find ourselves in a similar place? Absolutely. Other prophetic voices are available and closer. But he wants you. He wants you to arise and go. Why? Because he wants your anointed skill set, and because there's an appointment attached to that word. God is always on time. With God, timing is everything. Many men and women of God have questions about their assignments and their abilities. But when the king calls, when he commissions and he says go, just go. And say whatever he says to say. One thing is for certain. You don't want to be devoured by your own disobedience.
Testing is always there to cause you and me to grow up.
Be advised.